morning, everybody. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Yolo. Coming to you from the beautiful Grand Prince-Odeon here in downtown Winters, California. So glad you're here. Let's get things started with a little bit of an answer to a question. God is the answer. God in me, and in everything I see God in you, and in everything you do, God is love. As sure as the stars above, love is mine. As sure as the stars will shine in our hearts, knowing our mind. We are the stars, see how we shine. We are the light that shows the world. God is the answer. God is the answer. God is the answer. God in me, and in everything I see God in you, and in everything you do, God is love. As sure as the stars above, love is mine. As sure as the sun will shine, feeling our hearts, knowing our mind. We are the stars, see how we shine. We are the light that shows the world. God is the answer. God is the answer. God is the answer. God is the answer.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Is this thing on?
Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
All right. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Yolo. My name is Reverend David Clark. I am the senior minister here, and I just want to tell you from all of us here, welcome. We are so glad you're here. Here we are in August.
What?
September. We're in the middle of September. We are talking about love, living love out loud all week or all month, and we're just having a great time. I have some follow up on last week's talk and how that's going. I stuck with my pledge of not making fun of Heather, and we will see. We will see if I held to that a little later on. So I want to extend a special welcome to any first-time visitors that we have. I see one first-time visitor out there, and welcome. And just let you know that we are a loving, inclusive community, and we are just so glad to see all of your bright and shining faces. I also want to welcome our online audience. Our stream is going out across the world. It's working, and we welcome you also to our service. So, welcome. So you may be wondering, boy, what is Science of Mind? What did I get myself into? What are these people doing? Well, Science of Mind is a spiritual movement that's focused on the power of the mind to shape one's experience, to bring about our good. And we use our minds to partner with God to help bring about our good that we see in our lives every day. That's what the Science of Mind is. It's just a study of good and our connection to it. So, this philosophy, again, is built on beliefs and is built on what we think. So what do we believe here at the Center for Spiritual Living Yolo? Well, there's four main things that we believe. Number one, we believe that love is all there is. Everything is a call for love, expression of love, a result of love, motivates all of our thoughts and actions. So we pay a lot of attention to where we apply and how we apply our love in this philosophy. Number 2, we believe that all thought is creative and influential. Thoughts are things. And everything that you see around you was first preceded by thought. All of this beautiful sanctuary, all the beautiful people that are in the sanctuary, we were all thought into existence. So we believe that it's very important to pay attention to what we think and what we believe in this philosophy as well. Number 3, we believe that you are whole, perfect, and complete just exactly as you are right now. Exactly as you are right now. We believe this about ourselves, and we believe this about you. And what is our basis for that? Well, we come from a whole, perfect, and complete source that only creates whole, perfect, and complete things. We're one of those things, so boom. That's a very simple math to do. We are all whole, perfect, and complete. And knowing that affects how you approach the world. Number 4, we believe in a world that works for everyone. And we're working from that world together. It's not a world that we're trying to make work for everyone. It's a world that actually does work the same way for everyone. We're all subject to cause and effect. We're all subject to love and law. Every single one of us. It works right now. What we are doing is learning how that works and then putting that to work for us. So, with that whole, perfect, and complete notion in mind, let us have our Namaste time where we take a moment to look at each other in the eye and to know that whole, perfect, and complete source that is within each and one of us is recognizing the whole, perfect, and complete source that's looking at it. So we do that with Namaste. So let's take a few minutes. Oh, that is so nice to do. Just to take a moment out and just appreciate each other. So thank you for that. So now please welcome our practitioner of the day, Dr. Deborah Taylor. She's going to share with us our vision and mission and today's affirmation. And welcome, Deborah.
Thank you, David. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm so strong, I yanked the mic out of its holder. So, I'm going to share our vision statement, and then our mission statement, and then our affirmation for the week. So, I'll read it, and then I will invite you to state it in your own voice with me together. So, the vision at CSL Yolo, our vision is to create an environment for all to realize the power of spiritual connection. So please say with me, our vision is to create an environment for all to realize the power of spiritual connection. And our mission here at CSL Yolo is to provide a sanctuary for all to be lifted and inspired to embody spiritual principles and live their inherent greatness. So as we embody, I'm going to invite us to stand and embody. Because you know, there's a divine creative idea, and then there's the expression of that idea, and that's the embodiment. So we are actually going to claim this, and we're going to feel it in our bodies. So let's just take a breath, and then say together, our mission is to provide a sanctuary for all to be lifted and inspired to embody spiritual principles and live their inherent greatness. And let's say that the last 4 words again. Live their inherent greatness. So you may be seated. There's nothing that you have to do to be great. You already are. It's your divine inheritance. So our affirmation for this week. Just take a breath and just allow the words to permeate your very being, and then I'll ask you to state them in your own voice. I see every being as a divine expression of love. So let's say it together. I see every being as a divine expression of love. And so it is. So I'd like to invite our board vice president, the wonderful Tracy Dorado, to share our announcements.
Thank you, Deborah. And I get to hold the mic, or maybe I can put it back. Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Up on the next slide, oh, great. I wanted to share with everyone our ad that we have in a couple of papers that are coming out locally here. We have a Welcome to Winters magazine, as well as a Welcome to Davis magazine. And the lovely Heather Clark and Reverend David, and of course the board, there were a lot of people that helped participate in getting this put together. And of course, all of you, because it does cost a little bit of money. So we were able to get these put out in our magazines. Yes, and I also have a couple of copies of the Welcome to Winters magazine. And if you join us after fellowship, I can get you a copy. Next up, speaking of our beautiful community, we're looking for help in building our community here, and we will be having a pledge night coming up soon. Time, date, details are TBD, but we wanted you all to keep that in mind. And next up, join us and get to know our local communities. We have a couple of Chamber of Commerce events that are coming up. The Spirit is joining us up here. Okay, yes. Sorry, the mindfulness and walking meditation event is coming up in October. I actually went on it this morning with Jason, and it's beautiful out here in Winters by the creek. We take a walk by the creek, and actually, Jason, would you mind coming up and sharing a few details about the walk and what it represents? We have these every month, so I thought it'd be great if Jason shared a little bit about that.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. So, my name is Jason Gerardo. My company is called One Path Coaching, and I help people with mental health.
Move the mic.
And so, one of the things I love to
Tell us your company again.
Jason Dorado with my company is called One Path Coaching. One Path coming from the Ram Dass quote that he says, we're all just walking each other home. And so within that spirit, we're all on that same path. We have different avenues that we get there, but it's all one path. We're all walking each other home. So that's my company, One Path Coaching. My background's in neurolinguistics, hypnosis, some other things I'm trained in technically, and then I also have a background in mindfulness and meditation, and that's what this is coming from. A couple definitions to share, and I won't take too much of your time this morning, but just to share, because this group's we do meditation here all the time, but sometimes people get confused about mindfulness and meditation and what the difference is, and so I usually start the class talking about that. The definitions I have, and the one that I love about mindfulness, is to be present for the mystery of our lives with open eyes and loving heart. You know, the saying is be here now, and that's mindfulness, and that can show up in a lot of different ways in our lives. And then meditation, this is a little more technical because it is a little more technical. Meditation definition I use is to engage in contemplation or reflection, to engage in mental exercise, such as concentration on one's breathing or repetition of a mantra, for the purpose of reaching a heightened level of awareness. And so meditation is a form of mindfulness. When we think about meditation, what's that picture that usually comes to mind? Sitting in a lotus position or sitting in a chair, and the different mudras and things of that nature, and being very silent in that. So when I talk about walking meditation, sometimes people are like, wait a minute, walking meditation. The purpose of a walking meditation is to completely enjoy the experience of walking, because our lives are now. The studies have shown that we spend 47% of our thoughts, and we have about 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts a day, and about half of those are thinking either about the past or the future, not what we're doing currently. So mindfulness helps us be more present, because this moment is our lives. And so walking meditation takes us to the base of that and say, each step is our lives. Each step is a moment that we are alive and we have that breath. And so the walking meditation, it's about walking as you're the happiest person on earth. Each step you imprint joy and happiness on the earth, because as you see it, we talk about thoughts or things, right? So as you see the world it becomes. And so as we imprint with each step happiness, joy, the world becomes happy and joyful. So that's just some of the things that I talk about in the walking meditation. It's normally on the third Sunday of the month. Next month we'll be traveling, so it's going to be October 8th at 8 a.m. over behind the community center, and I would love to have you all come out. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Also, a couple of things. Join us and get to know our local communities. Sorry, I had a slide, but I don't think it made it up here. But we have a couple of Chamber of Commerce mixers that are coming up. We have one in Esparto, which is our neighbor to the north. And then, of course, we have one here in Winters. The one on the 22nd will be in Esparto at Lucy's Cafe and Farm Pantry at 5:30 p.m. And the one here in Winters will be on Tuesday, September 26th. And that's at El Pueblo Meat Market in Taqueria, which I highly recommend. They have amazing enchiladas. And that's also at 5:30. And then finally, we have our... Is that it? No? That's it? Okay. All right. Well, I'll just say we have our third annual cabaret coming up this December, and we would love to have people join to help set that up, and of course come. It's a lot of fun. So thank you.
As we enter into the more contemplative portion of today's service, please join me in singing There Is Only Love. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am. Letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is
Good morning. Our sacred reading today is 3 readings from The Science of Mind. First one is, the unity of good is a revelation of the greatest importance, for it teaches us that we are one with the whole and one with each other. And that's from page 332. Think of the whole world as your friend, but you must also be the friend of the whole world. Let that sink in. That's from page 298. Without love, nothing can be accomplished. With love, all things are possible. And when we love, our prayers are answered and the gift of heaven is made. And that's from page 503. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. This is our time of conscious connection. Here we call it affirmative prayer. It is the creative process. As we simply allow ourselves, our connection through our sacred heart space, to speak and declare that which we wish to experience in life. And so I'm going to invite you to allow the breath to deepen itself in its own perfect rhyme and rhythm. Allowing that invisible stuff that we call air, we've never seen it, but we so trust that it is the very essential and critical part of our survival. So I'm going to invite us to use that concept of invisible side of life. Allowing air to be a metaphor for that invisible side of life. That we can trust and know that though unseen, it is real. It is the very basis of all creation, all that is and all that yet to be. We may call it by many names. Some say God, some say Spirit, or Allah, Jehovah, Yahweh. Mother Earth, Father Sky, Watantanga, Shango, Yemaya, Gaia, Big Mama, by whatever name, Shiva. It is that infinite presence, that infinite power, that infinite intelligence that is everywhere. There's no spot where God is not. And it is right here, right now, as I am a divine expression and emanation of that power, of that love, of that intelligence. I know that this is the truth of each one here. It is indeed the truth of all creation. There's no spot where love is not. And so as I speak my word, I speak my word knowing that the word is creative, that we attract to us that which we believe. And so I am speaking from the belief that all is well. Speaking from the belief that divine laws work the same for everyone. And so I declare that all our dreams and our wishes and our desires are fulfilled right now. And so every prayer, conscious or unconscious, that is held in our mind and in our hearts is already answered. For Spirit knows only one word, and that is yes. 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 Okay. Yep. So if you're holding anything in your heart right now, I'm inviting you. If you feel like it's not serving, imagine what it would feel like if the opposite were true for you. And I'm going to invite you to step into that feeling tone of all is well. Just take a breath and release. And allow the feeling of love to wash over you, to permeate your very being, for it is your divine nature. As you radiate that love, it comes back. To step into the feeling tone of abundance, for that is your divine inheritance. That you are enough just as you are right now. And as you are enough, you have enough. To step into the feeling tone of love. That love radiates out and it is reflected back to you. Feel it. You are love. You are the beloved. You are lovable and loving. And I invite you to step into a feeling tone of wholeness, of vitality. For that also is your divine right, for every cell, every particle, every space of your body knows exactly what to do to come into divine alignment with its inheritance of wholeness and perfection. And so I invite you to simply let go of any old idea that you may have had about your body and its alignment. Just let it go and know that every cell knows how to come into its perfect alignment with the divine idea of you. So as I release my word into the alchemy of law and love, I'm standing in gratitude, knowing that the prayer, every prayer, has already been answered, even before the words are spoken. And the answer is yes. Yes to love. Yes to abundance. Yes to wholeness. Yes to peace and harmony. Yes to beauty. Yes to power. Yes. Yes. And so as I stand in the feeling tone of all is well, I let go. With no attachment to outcome. I let God do God's work. And so as I stand in this tone of all is well, I invite all to join with me with words of agreement from our African tradition, Ashe. From our Native American tradition, Aho. From the Abrahamic tradition of the Judeo-Christian Islamic faith, Amen. And from our science of mind, and so it is.
Thank you, Deborah. It's now my pleasure to welcome to the stage, to the platform up here, a man who needs no introduction because he didn't get one this morning. So obviously he doesn't need it. This is the one and the only Gary Weinberg, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a joy.
You know, Billy, that non-introduction actually is an introduction. But I appreciate it. Good morning. So this song is the first Science of Mind, New Thought song I ever wrote. Yeah, it's cool. So it's called Big Love. Are you noticing a theme this morning? And it goes like this. but it's still a little big love on the floor. Oh, ever been in trouble? It comes down to the pipe, big love cuts through like a knife. Got the big love, big love, a big love. Yeah, 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 yes, in my life, y'all. Got the big love, big love, big love. Yeah, 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 yes, in my life, y'all. In my life, 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 in my Thank you, Billy. Thank you, guys.
Gary Weinberg, y'all. And our music director, Billy Larkin, they never cease to amaze me. You know, you would think that they were working on that for a couple of weeks. They just came in, threw it together. Amazing musicians are just, they're mind-blowing. So thank you, gentlemen. So, wow. We are talking about love. We're talking about love. And I've got my whole effort of clearing out the podium. I'm doing that now. I'm being consistent. So thank you for my patience, for your patience with my awkwardness. But the first thing I want to do is give a little progress report. Last week we were talking about love, as we are all month, but we were talking about honoring other people's love, other forms of love, other kinds of relationships, different things between consenting adults where love is expressed, and just enjoying and respecting the love that you see in front of you, whether or not you understand it or whatever. And the example that I used last week was my wife Heather's love for her, one of her favorite shows, Wind Calls the Heart. And I didn't like the show very much, and I made that known to Heather every time I saw her watching it. Cleverly.
That went well.
Yes, quite cleverly. But at the end of that talk, I made a promise not to do that anymore, and to attempt to see what Heather saw in the show, and quit poo-pooing it and start celebrating it, because it does something for her. So when I set out to do that, it was difficult. My snark reflex is strong. And I had a lot of suppression to do, but with the help of Spirit, I was able to do it. And amazingly enough, just a couple of things. I'm still not a huge fan of the show, but I was able to see some more value in it that I had seen before. And I expressed this value to Heather. It's like, hey, I never noticed this before, but blah, blah, blah. This is pretty good about the show. And so I saw more positivity. I could see more of what Heather loved about the show. And I was grateful for the show and for what it did for Heather. Even though it didn't do anything for me, it didn't do much for me, I could appreciate what it did for Heather. So this is a big moment. I was able to connect a little bit more to the pure love rather than the condition of the vessel that the love came in. So that's what we're talking about. We're going to expand on that a little bit today. Our theme of the month is love out loud. Loving ourselves and loving each other. loving who and what we are. And the theme of today is love thy neighbor. So let's talk about that for a second. You may notice that does not say love thy friends. It does not say love thy family. It does not say love thy political allies. It says love thy neighbor. Love thy neighbor. And neighbor is a very important word. So who is your neighbor? Webster's dictionary describes a neighbor, and I like this real generic description: one living or located near another. One living or located near another. And so you may be thinking, well, wait a minute. There could be anybody next to me. Anybody. Anybody near me. You mean that I need to love whoever my neighbor is? How's that going to happen? And this is love we're talking about here. There have to be more qualifications for my love other than proximity. You would think, right? Because our love is special. It's special. We just can't go giving it out to everybody just because they're close, just because they're our neighbor. And yet, we can all agree that that is a beautiful sentiment, isn't it? If it's something that we can all do is just love one another. So, how do we do this with just these three words? Is it even possible? There's a couple of obstacles when it comes to this. Another thing that this doesn't say is like thy neighbor. It doesn't say that you have to do that. It doesn't suggest that you do that. It says love thy neighbor. And it's difficult because think of the people that you love in your life right now. I would be willing to wager that most of those people that you love in your life right now, most of the people that sprang to mind, you like. Is that fair to say? Yeah. So we think of like as a component to love. Like has to be there with love. In order for love to happen, we have to have the like. But the problem is that it really narrows the gateway to love. Because in order to like you, I have to talk to you. We have to talk. We have to find out things about each other. We have to make a connection. I have to find out, how you feel about certain things. You have to find out how I feel about certain things. We have to connect, we have to vibe, maybe we can tell jokes and, we can become fast friends and this will be great. And that's a gateway to love. And then you have no problem declaring your love for somebody that you like. It's really easy to do. I don't know what's going on with my voice right now, but please bear with me. Like is... takes a lot of effort, and it is bent on condition. There are conditions that we like, there are conditions that we don't like. In order to like something, it's very dependent on condition. But love is different than that. The alternate title for this talk today was "What's Like Got to Do with It?" and nothing. Like has nothing to do with this. We're talking about love, and love is limitless. Like is bound to condition, love is unconditional. The big love that we just got done hearing about from our friend Gary, that love is unconditional. That is the love that is love. That is the love that anytime you're loving anything, we're pulling from the big repository of love. We're pulling from God's love. and we're applying it in our lives. That big love is unconditional. It's everywhere. It is at hand. It is waiting for you to call upon it without any condition. If you declare, hey, I love that chair, love says right away, jumps into your heart, does all the things that love does, makes that connection between you and the chair, and love happens. You love the chair, and it's real. That's what love is. It's not asking any questions. It's not saying, hey, wait a minute, that's a chair. You can't love that. No, love is not saying that. Love exists in our hearts. The gateway is here. We decide what we love, and we can love anything. So, in order to delve into this a little bit more, we need to ask ourselves, what is love? So I'm going to ask you to think of those people that you love. Think of what you love in your mind again. And this time, let's go beyond what we like. Let's go beyond the conditions that we love about that person and just get straight to the love of that person. And how does that feel? The oneness, the connection that you have, the shared fate. When someone you love is hurting, you hurt, right? When someone you love has a great success and triumph, you have a great success and triumph. You feel it. You're in there with it. That's what love is. It's a oneness. It's a connection. It's an unbreakable connection. That is what we want to focus on. And how do we tap into that? Love is an acknowledgement of the truth of our connection. Whether we believe it or not, we are all connected to each other. That's just the way it is. We're connected. That's why you can watch someone on TV. Yesterday we got stuck on watching TV, and we got stuck on these videos of fails. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's the videos when somebody sets out to do something and they fail. And something happens to them as a result. Sometimes they fall off a ladder. Sometimes they, go rolling down a hill. Something happens. But it's the interesting thing watching those failed videos is as someone falls, you feel it. You see them fail in a certain way. You see them fall in a certain way. And you're like, ah! And you feel what they're going through. That's because we're connected. We're connected to each other. That's our low-grade fever of love that we carry with us everywhere we go. We are connected to each other. That's how we can watch the news. We can watch a news story about something that happened to someone. And we can get emotional. We can cry over something that we're just seeing on TV that's happening to someone else. It's because we're all connected. It's because we can look at another person and know how they feel. We can know their despair. We can know their joy. And we share in it. That's love. It doesn't take a lot to acknowledge that in our neighbor. If we get past the idea that we have to like them. There's nothing in any religious text that I've read that talks about the necessity to like each other. But we must, if we're to grow as a society, if we are to bring about the peace that we want in the world, the quickest way to do that is through love. Because once love is established, that changes everything. Once I love you, well, then I care about you. Once I love you, then I respect you. Once I love you, I want to listen to you. I want to hear you. I want to measure how I react to you. I want to think about how I respond and how our relationship is, whether I like you or not. If I love you, then I know that we're connected. I've already established that. I've already admitted that to myself. So now we go forward with that connection, and we can love anyone we want at any time we want. It's so powerful. And isn't it great to love who you love? Isn't it great to just love them? If you have kids and you look at them, sometimes I just look at my kids, or I think about them, I think, man, I love them so much. And just to dwell on that, you know, I'll think about my little kitty cat. I'll look at him sitting there meowing, and I'll peep over at him, and that is the great thing about animals, is that they're just little love receptacles. And you can just love them as much as you want, and then they'll just take it all. Sometimes I look at my little kitty cat and think, I just love you so much. And all he's doing is just sitting there, staring at me. But it just feels good to declare it, to revel in it, to know that, okay, look, I don't have to worry about this relationship. I don't have to worry about all of the other conditions and everything. All I know is that I just love. I just love love. So why do this? Why love thy neighbor? We've gone pretty far as a society not loving our neighbors. We've done amazing things. We've walked on the moon without loving our neighbors in a large sense. So why do we do it now? Because the world still needs changing. The world still needs improving. The world still needs our attention. The world still needs peace. World peace is one of those concepts that it's kind of like a pie in the sky. You know, somebody talks about world peace, and you're like, oh, that'd be great, but it'll never happen. We'll never have world peace. World peace, it doesn't start with the world. We're not going to wake up one day and then everybody's going to be at peace. It starts a little bit more locally than that. It starts at your supermarket. It starts on the freeway as you're driving with other drivers. It starts in your heart. It starts with the love that you share with your fellow human beings in your heart every single day. Because that's what makes up the world, is our relationships to one another. And we can have a huge impact on each other if we love and respect each other. We love and respect our neighbors. Another good reason for doing this, and world peace, just to put a capper on that, as we are loving each other, that love spreads. The love that is ever present can spread from heart to heart with understanding, with consideration, with all of those feelings that come from just loving. Another thing is that we seek to understand what we love. And that's another thing we need in the world today, yeah? Is a little bit more understanding. I want people to understand where I'm coming from, to understand my points, to understand why this is important, why that's important to me. We all seek understanding. And so it's through the lens of love that if we communicate with each other through that lens of love, then we're seeking to understand first. We're not seeking to fight first. We're not seeking to defend first. We're seeking to understand. And that opens up our hearts, it opens up our minds, and it opens up our lives. And that is what we could use more of today. And it starts with loving thy neighbor. So, your home play. Home play is going to be a little challenging today. Want to be challenged?
Sure.
Oh, come on, you guys. You guys like a challenge more than that. You want to be challenged?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, challenge.
Throw it.
Bring it on, bring it on.
I happen to like the people with the muscle cars down the street.
Oh, no, you don't have to like. That's what this whole thing is about. It doesn't, like has nothing to do with it. Like has nothing to do with it. As a matter of fact, this is the challenge. People you don't like. People you don't like. People you don't automatically respect. People that you have a problem with. Seek to love them. And what does that love look like? Well, I don't know what it looks like. Short little story, we like to watch American Ninja Warrior on TV. Did anybody like that show? Yeah, okay, we got a fan here, we got a fan. There's a guy on the show. You don't have to know what it's all about. It's just people, it's like an obstacle course race. But there's people that have been on the show like every year. And there's one guy that's been on the show several years. And this year, Heather and I turned to each other and we say, you know what? That guy, I never liked that guy. I never liked it. And it's one of the contestants. And Heather says, yeah, you know what? I never liked him either. And I don't know what it is about him. Is it his smile? Is it his hair? Is it his attitude? I don't know what it is about him, but I can't make the connection to him. I can't do it. And so as a result, I just don't like him. And so I don't root for him. And that's just the way it is. And then, so for several years, we watch the show every season, and he comes on, and I'm like, I don't like that guy. So this year, this month, actually, I challenged Heather. I said, you know what? Let's take this guy that we don't like and we don't know why. Let's love him. Let's support him. Let's wish him the absolute best. I'm kind of choking on the words as I say them because I don't like him. So this is a challenge. It was a challenge for me and a challenge for us. But we agreed. We took up the challenge and we watched, the next show which he played prevalently in. So we watched the show, and I'm resisting the urge to talk smack about him. I'm resisting the urge internally to root against him, and I start rooting for him. I start to appreciate things about him, how good he is running through the course, how deep he goes into the competition every year, how much of a faithful person he is. I never really noticed this before, but he has a lot of expressions of faith, and I appreciate how he represented that. I appreciate how he spoke about his faith. I appreciated the people that appreciated him. His circle of people that were cheering and rooting for him, I appreciated them. And, Heather and I kind of went through this together and started just noticing more things that were lovable about him. And we didn't do anything. He didn't change at all. The condition of him didn't change at all for him to change into something that we could love and support. We changed. We changed our minds. to love and support. And by golly, it worked. We started to love him. We started to support him. And it's a very small change. It is so small, just between us two. We didn't even have to call him and say, hey, you know what? We love you now. We used to hate your guts. But now we love you. We didn't have to do that. We didn't have to reach out to him. We didn't have to send him any money. We didn't have to do anything. All we had to do was explore the possibility of loving this man. Just because he exists. And the change and everything occurred within us. And just like that, there is more love in the world. There's more love being expressed. There's more love having an effect. The big love, a little bit more of that came into our hearts. Just from our will. Just from choosing it. And the peace that comes with it also flowed in. So that is my challenge for you today. Start small. Or start however you feel that you can start. Start with the guy that cuts you off on the road as you head home today. Before that gesture arrives, before that comment bubbles up in you, love them, bless them. They're people, they're human beings, they're blessed creations of God. I guarantee you, the only thing I know about that other person in the car is that they are a blessed creation of God. And that they're just like me. That's the only thing I can know. So, that is the standpoint that I begin to love. So, that is your challenge. I want to hear how it works next week. I want to hear how love cracked you open a little bit, and how this new love was introduced into your life. So let's all try it. You want to give that a shot?
Yes.
All right. It has no other requirements. You don't have to reach out to anyone. You don't have to talk to anyone. You don't have to do anything. It's all in here and in here. And that's it. So let's take that into prayer. And let's go inside. Inside to that place of peace. That place of quiet. To the center of our being. Beyond all condition. Beyond our fingers and toes. Beyond the coolness of this room. Beyond all condition. And it is here from that place of peace. From that seat of love, from that connection to Source, that we declare right here and right now that there is one Spirit, one consciousness, one Source, one love, one power. And everything in the universe sprang forth from this one perfect source. Perfect protons, perfect neutrons, perfect electrons, perfect atoms, perfect molecules, perfect elements, perfect planets, perfect life, perfect animals, perfect you, perfect me. And we all share in this totality of good. We all share in this perfect love. We're made of it. It is in us and around us at all times. Love is our birthright. We can use it, feel it, call upon it as we wish. We can love anything. We can love anyone. Because our love is love. I'm happy to know this. I'm happy to know that my love, our love, affects the entire world. I'm so grateful for the power to love. I'm grateful for the power to receive it, to give it, and to live in it. And it is with an open heart that I now release these words into the mind of the universe to do its works, to do its good, to build, to nourish, to embrace, and do all the good things that gratitude does. So let us all release these words with love and gratitude in our hearts that goes on without end. Let us all release these words with the words, and so it is.
So again, it's my great pleasure to welcome back to the platform here, Gary Michael Weinberg, and
No.
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
okay, we're kind of we were improvising there for a second, and now we're going to go back to script.
So we had this song that I wanted to do, and we were going to play it together, and then David started talking, and I went, oh, no, I got to play this other song. And then just when you were finished, they flashed up that, and it hit me right in the head and said, no, that's the right song. I don't know why, it just is. I do know why, but that's not important. The important thing is right here now. Ready? Yes, I know that God is all there is, but I admit sometimes the trouble is to see myself part of that sacred place, and to reach deep in my soul, feel God's perfect grace. But I'm getting to know this every day, all that I feel and think and say. I may not always know the way, but I know I'm getting closer every day. Yes, I know that God is everything. That is why I gotta stand up here and sing. so much to live. When I know deep in my soul I got a lot more to give. 'Cause I'm getting closer every day. All that feel and thing they say, I may not always know the way, but I know I'm getting closer every day. And when I get out of my own way, I'm as big as the sun. 'Cause then I know there's room for everyone. Come on, knock us off our feet, brother. Yes, I know that God says yes, and that God I know will never make me guess. So here I stand, arms open to receive. 'Cause I know deep in my soul it's done as I believe. 'Cause I'm getting closer every day. All that I feel and think and say, I may not always know the way, but I know I'm getting closer every day. 'Cause I'm getting closer every day. All that I feel and I think and I say, I may not always know the way, but I know I'm getting closer. Yes, I know a little bit closer. Taking baby steps, but I'm closer today. Very much. How about a hand for Bill? That guy did it well.
Oh man, what fun. So was that my wife? Oh. Okay. That's a slide with nothing on it. That's okay. That's okay.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
Thank you.
So we are a center that observes the spiritual practice of giving and tithing, and we call it conscious, committed, and structured giving. And there are many ways to give and expand abundance consciousness. We give of our time through volunteering, we give of our talents through participation, and we give of our treasure through financial donations. Your gifts help us in our mission to provide a sanctuary for all to be lifted and inspired to embody spiritual principles and to live their inherent greatness. And every month we have a tithing partner that we give a percentage of your contributions to that align with our vision and mission to the world. This month we are giving to the Yolo Crisis Nursery. And we had a lovely presentation last week about the Yolo Crisis Nursery, what it is and what they do, and their vital work, and the fact that they're breaking ground on a new facility. So they are really needing your help and our help. So in a nutshell, this is what they do. The Yolo Crisis Nursery offers voluntary free nurturing childcare for ages birth through 5 years, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Equally important are the Yolo Crisis Nursery's wraparound services that help parents resolve the problems that bring them to their door. So this is this is a very important organization, and it is the Yolo Crisis Nursery, but they don't limit their services to Yolo. They will take in any child from anywhere. So, yes, it touches me that they are so open and I'm getting touched as I'm talking to you about it, that is just a loving organization doing good, which is so wonderful to have nowadays, and not think, oh, what are they up to? They're just doing good. They're doing good, and they're living love. So help us support them, and there are many ways to give. You can text to give. We have PayPal, and you can also send a good old-fashioned check or money order to CSL Yolo, P.O. Box 1361, Davis, California 95617. And if you are looking for other ways to give, you can always go to our website, cslyolo.org, and click on the donate button, and you will be presented with many options to donate. So there's many ways that you can give. So now that we know how to give and why we give, let us enter into that sacred consciousness of divine abundance. As I ask you to place your hand over your heart, symbolizing that vibrational energy of circulation. Feel your heart pumping away in there? Yes. And please say with me our abundance affirmation. I give with an attitude of abundance, knowing that as I give, I do receive. Today, I celebrate my prosperity and my ability to share from my overflow of good. I give from the knowledge that all is well. That all is well. As we have freely given according to the law of circulation, it returns to us, full measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. So we will always have more to enjoy and to spare, to give and to share. For this we give thanks, we let it be so, and so it is. All right, we have a special welcome for our children, the children that are headed this way as we speak, the young families that are here, and the young children that we have nestled deeply in our hearts. We want to say, we love you.
We love you.
We're here for you.
We're here for you.
And we're so glad you're here.
And we're so glad you're here.
A couple of final notes. We believe in the power of connection here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Yolo. And what does that mean? That means that we believe that we are connected to God, and we are also connected to each other. And that connection has power in our lives. And we exercise that power through prayer. So if you would like to have affirmative prayer today, just see me or our practitioner of the day, Dr. Deborah, who just raised her hand. She's sitting right here in front. She's chomping at the bit and cannot wait to see God's perfection working its way through your life. And that is what it's all about. So if you need prayer, please let us know. It's what we love to do. And also, we're having fellowship after the service downstairs. We've got some goodies down there. Lots of good stuff. Just go down there and just check it out. There's some quiche down there. There's some other stuff. There's a lovely spinach artichoke dip down there. There's fruit. There's gluten-free options. We got everybody covered. So please join us downstairs for fellowship after the service, after our closing song and benediction. And speaking of our closing song and benediction, let us get into a circle and close it up.
Sorry.
Knowing that there is plenty of love to spare, and always remember that God loves you, and so it is.
So it is.